What's going on, guys? It's Spencer. Today I'm going to teach you all about having smooth transitions, liquid movement, and overall a great massage flow. While we warm up here, quick story. I was getting so focused into having my hands ebb and flow smoothly that I kind of forgot I was supposed to be going deep tissue here. So I checked back in with my client and he had fallen asleep. Just goes to show that a very flowing massage can go a long way. But let's jump into the techniques. The first is very basic here. I'm just gliding up with one hand, and as I reach the top of his shoulder, my bottom hand comes behind, and we're just crisscrossing over. This is a great warm-up move because I'm using a nice broad palm and not too much pressure. We're then going to combine our palms together and kind of go up the back the same way, but then swoop around the sides and come back down that way. This is flowing in a sense that although your hands are combined, you're still creating a completely connected circle within their body, and it feels really good to wrap around that shoulder joint like I do up at the top. And even with deeper massages using our fists and our forearms, we can still have flow. So here I'm doing that same pattern, that crisscross, except now I'm reversing. And as I come down, watch my other arm. As I slide off, the other arm comes in and takes over. The biggest thing about flow is you always have to have your hands or be touching them at one part. Never have your hands completely off of the person. A little bit of opposite traction here. And I still connect them back up by switching to the forearm, gliding up. And then even there, I transition into my other forearm to keep that continuous flow. And so here, I just felt a knot that I want to work on right behind the scapula or the shoulder blade. And so as I begin to specify on it and get more specific, we're still keeping our smooth transitions. And the big thing with flow here is to go from broad to specific. So at the beginning, I'm still working his entire upper back, even doing some vibrations while I do a deep linear stroke right there, just to kind of distract his muscles from the deepening pressure. So even though the knot is right there where my fists are currently, I'm still going pretty broad until we start to feel it loosen up and we can go in for that very specific hold. Now I'm getting pretty deep with my knuckles, and look at how long it took me quite a bit to be able to get to just even that specific area. I was going pretty broad, and now we're really focusing in. And as you get deeper in focus, notice how much slower I'm going. That's a huge factor to keep in mind. The deeper you go, the slower you go. And finally, we're essentially at a specific trigger point hold. I'm using many of my fingers, stacking them in order to save my hands. And finally, I'll use my two thumbs here. I'm a huge advocate of not using your thumbs unless you can do it very safe, and only do it occasionally. Do not overwork your thumbs. But we're holding that trigger point, and eventually it will release, and you'll see me flow my way back outward to being broad. You go from broad to specific, back to broad. Finally, I wanted to show you how to move around the body while still staying in contact and keeping a flow. So that first move is the most basic. Just come up to the shoulder trap area with one hand, and then slide your other hand onto the other shoulder when your body is at their head. Then you can go into whatever flow massage you want. Another good tool is to use a technique to do the transition. So here I'm doing a petrissage squeezing movement on his neck, and I'm using that technique as my turning point. If you want to use your forearms and elbows, you can do that too. Just twist and pull your elbow down now instead of pushing it, and as you slide on the trap, your other forearm and elbow is going to take over onto the other side. And here I've just transitioned into kind of my ending move, where I'm doing some nice knuckle circles at the top of the traps, and leading that right into a very deep, broad hold. And as you saw, I went from that knuckle hold along the erector spinae muscles to a broad Swedish effleurage technique to come to an end. I'm doing a little bit more neck work here, just showing once again how easy it is to move from side to side when you throw in some neck techniques. And this specific massage, I finished it off with a little cranial sacral hold. And that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.